I can find $650 billion. Would you be interested in searching for it with me? Good. Hey Fivers, welcome back to another episode of 5 Years to 40, the podcast and community dedicated to millennials who are talking, thinking, and taking tremendous steps throughout their 30s towards a fascinating life. My name is Annisha, I'm your host. On this channel, we keep our conversations around 4 pillar topics. We talk about our health, our finances, our relationships, and our careers. In today's episode, however, we're going to be talking about something that has a major impact on our careers and our relationships, and that is distractions. Let's get into it. Okay, so what if I told you that I can find $650 billion? Would you be interested in searching for it with me? Good. Because it turns out that is the cost of distractions to the US economy. In 2020, Medium.com published an article that cited the US economy lost it $650 billion due to distractions. I felt the need to enunciate that because that's a lot of money. Now, in addition to this, there have also been a number of studies conducted at workplaces to find out what the feel is with people, how we feel about it. And one of the studies that was published in flexjobs.com cited that 99% of adult US workers believe that they are distracted at work, more distracted at work than even working from home. So clearly we have a problem. Houston, there's a problem. Let's talk about what are the main things though that cause us to be distracted. So based on a study conducted by statistica.com, the main reason why people are distracted at work is because of human interference. So your chatty coworkers, the gossip, the slander, the 10 minutes by the water cooler to talk about somebody whose business is none of yours, that takes a lot of time and is very distracting in the workforce. As a matter of fact, it accounted for 80% of the distractions that people encounter when they're at work. Coming in at 70% was noise in your workplace. So if you work in a very noisy place, or if you have coworkers who make coffee very loud, basically anything that distracts you, 70% of the distraction came from that, just noise in the workplace. At 61%, we had people feeling overwhelmed. So your emotion comes into play here. So let's say there's a big change, impending change coming up at the workplace, and people are internalizing it and going over it, and it's making them uncomfortable. And because of this discomfort, they are distracted with the work that they're doing because they are disengaged, thinking more about the upcoming problem instead of doing the present work that they have to do. And 60% was meetings, and we all know about these meetings, to talk about meetings. Yeah, those, very distracting. And people found that 61% of people found that those were major cause of distractions at work. And of course, the common culprit, social media, came in at 56% as something that causes people to be distracted at work. You might be thinking, okay, so we're distracted. What now? What is the big deal? This is just something that belongs to our society as millennials. Well, let's talk about why distractions are not healthy for us. The first thing is because it reduces productivity. We all know this, right? So the more distracted you are, the less productive you are. And we also know that there's a direct correlation between productivity and profitability. Now you come to work to get work done so you can get paid. So the less productive you are, the less profitable your company, your organization could then be. And what was also found is that people can be so distracted in this era, in these days, that on an average, out of an 8-hour workday that we normally have, people can be productive for 2 hours and 23 minutes. This was on vouchercloud.com. This was published that the average amount of time people are actually productive in the zone, getting stuff done, 2 hours and 23 minutes every day out of an 8-hour workday. Productivity, profitability. The second reason why distractions can be detrimental is because they increase the likelihood of making mistakes. Michigan State University published an article in 2019 to support this. They cited that if people are interrupted with short, frequent interruptions, those distractions can cause critical mistakes. And the distraction can last anywhere between 2.5 seconds to 4 seconds. Those are the ones that cause incidents or accidents that have huge repercussions. Let's say you are working on a spreadsheet. You're in column D, row 23. Coworker comes over. Hi girl, did you hear this? You look over, you look up. When you look back down at your paper, you start typing from column D 25 and causes a repercussion for months of calculations or whatever it is you're working on. Do you understand how that could have a ripple effect? And that's why it's so important to manage your distractions, and that's how distractions can be critical if we're not careful with them. Now, the third reason why distractions are detrimental is because it can cause decreased self-confidence, motivation, and overall sense of well-being. So as you are in these scenarios where you're being distracted by coworkers or distracted by meetings or distracted by social media or distracted by noise or unplanned tasks coming on your desk, you will find that you might have to reprioritize often, and the more we do that is the less efficient that we are, and that could increase the probability of you making mistakes. And as you make mistakes, sometimes the tiny ones, you're like, that's not me, that's not my work, like what is going on here? It will impact the way you feel and see about yourself. You will question your self-efficacy, like that's not me, I wouldn't do something like that. But really and truly, it's because you have so many distractions coming at you all the time that it impacts your work. And of course, it will then have an impact on your self-esteem. Don't get scared. I will never give you information and not give you some solutions on this channel. So let's talk about 3 easy ways that you can help yourself to navigate distractions if you work in an environment and have a lot of them. Solution number 1, be prepared. So think about your day, anticipate your day. See if you can write down your day on paper so you have an idea of where your distractions are going to come from, and you can be prepared for your predictable ones. So at a certain hour you have a coworker that comes over to say things that you don't want to hear. Have a line for that. That there's somebody who likes to wait on the very last minute to drop stuff on your desk. Prepare for that. There's going to be something that pops up and then suddenly you have to drop everything. Prepare for that mentally as much as possible, physically as much as possible. And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, I already have so much to do, why do I now have to do more by preparing for these things? It's because mindset makes a difference, but also heart set, where your heart is set, makes a difference. So if you tell yourself, listen, more than likely, this is the day that is usually the busiest day at my desk. There's gonna be people, there's gonna be interruptions, there's gonna be somebody coming up with some out of the world problem that I have to deal with. Today is, let's say, the busiest day of your office is the 12th of every month. This is 12th of the month. I'm gonna have interruptions. Somebody's gonna come with something. Somebody's gonna be missing some information. This is just where I am. You psych yourself, you prepare your mind for it, so you're less ruffled when it happens, and then you find yourself able to just flow through these distractions a little bit more and handle them more efficiently, and that would help you to decrease any instances of making mistakes and also better prepare for anything that comes your way. So prepare as much as possible is the first solution. The second solution for dealing with distractions is to monitor your emotions. Now, we're all emotional beings, and that's something that we should embrace. Very often, people kind of give people who are in touch with their emotions the side eye, but really that's people who understand themselves very well. You have to be very self-aware to understand your emotions. For you to manage your emotions mean to apply that self-awareness. So is there somebody you need to speak to help you to manage your day better, or to manage the distractions better, that you can have a conversation with? Speak to a mentor, speak to a friend, speak to a work buddy. Have somebody that you can talk through things on, so that you're in a better state of mind to deal with them when they do come your way. And even if speaking about it doesn't help or change anything, the point is you would feel good that you advocated for yourself, because you are important. Even if nobody else behaves as though they think that they are, the things that matter to you matter. And it's very important for you to advocate for yourself and speak about the things. Even if they don't get changed, you did it. And that helps to build your self-confidence and your self-esteem. And on this channel, we're all about having a fascinating life. So that's a great way. Advocate for yourself. Manage your emotions, okay? Another thing you need to be mindful of when it comes to emotionally handling distractions. Very often, we would task switch. So we move from one thing to the next, move from one thing to the next, move from one thing to the next, because we don't want to deal with the thing that we're involved in. As it is right now, the world is set up to make that real easy. So if we don't want to find out about something, we go on Google. If we don't want to listen to somebody, we go on YouTube. Whatever we don't want to deal with, we're able to just divert and go to something else. So task switching has an emotional component in it. So you need to be careful of why you're not going through or following through with this task that you're dealing with. Maybe it's something that you're bored with, maybe it doesn't ignite you, maybe it's something you just don't like to do, which we all have. And once you're able to understand your emotions about the thing, you can adjust and get it done without feeling like, oh my gosh, I spent the whole day here and I got nothing done, and without realizing that you kind of deflected from doing the things you needed to do because your emotional response it was like, I don't want to do this, I'm just go over here and file some paper, instead of sitting and dealing with the task that you needed to do. Now the third way you can help yourself to deal with distractions is to manage your health. Your health is directly related to your performance at work, your performance in your relationships, and it's so important for you to know and understand how your health has an impact on the way that you show up in the world. Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, you know I am all about drinking water and minding your business. And I mean this quite literally, because I drink a gallon of water every day. This is available from Retail Circle Grenada. I will leave a link in the description for you if you wish to purchase one and keep yourself hydrated and happy, because minding your business and drinking water is what it is about. You can be sure to check that out in the description. Now, Patrice Robinson is not an official site. It's not an official source of information, but you know who is? The Mayo Clinic. And based on an article they published in 2020, you will find that keeping hydrated and keeping rested is two of the most important ways you can help yourself to manage stress and to stay focused. And the more focused you are, the less distracted you are, right? So it's really important to take care of yourself, to take care of your health. Basic stuff, guys. Get enough rest, get enough exercise to help your brain happy. Brain dump. You can do this with this journal. So I created this on Amazon, and you can purchase it off of Amazon. There's a tracker for all your wins, all your answered prayers, and just a great place for you to get your to write out whatever might be on your mind, because when you have a lot of information coming in, your mind is like, oh, I need to get it out. So that's a great way for you to just brain dump and help yourself to have a happier, healthier mind. Right? So those are the 3 tips, and I hope you found those really useful. Please be sure, if you have additional information that you use to help yourself deal with distractions, leave the information in the comments so the whole community can benefit from this. And thank you so much for subscribing. Please be sure to subscribe, guys, and for liking, for commenting, for sharing the information with persons who may find it useful as well. We do appreciate everybody in the community, and I thank you all for showing up and for listening. So just to recap, distractions are real, and the main reason why we're distracted is because of things like people, chatty coworkers, gossiping, slander, and in addition to that, things like loud workplaces or meetings and social media, and then how you feel about where you work can also be distracting. But if you want to correct those things, basic things we're gonna do is simply be prepared for distractions, like figure out your day and your routine so you know that if there are days when there are more distractions than others, then you have yourself ready and prepared for it so you don't feel as overwhelmed. And then monitor your emotions. If you need to speak to somebody who can help you to navigate the distractions, or if you find yourself avoiding some of those tougher tasks because you're not emotionally attached to it, or the job is not igniting your passion, your creativity, whatever it is that might be helping you, making you deflect, manage your emotions so they can get those things done and then move on to other things that you might truly enjoy. And finally, manage your health. Drink your water. Drink your water. These bottles are available on Retail Circle Grenada. Get your rest, 8 hours a night, they say, for adults. I know that may not be always possible. Get as much rest as you can, and remember to journal and brain dump to get the things off your mind that might be causing your mind to feel full and distracted. And this journal available on Amazon, and I am going to have the link in the description for you. I hope you found it useful. Take good care of yourself. Keep doing the most.